My name is Jeff Picton. I'm the Executive Director of the Chintimini Wildlife Center and one of its founders. One of the primary goals of the Chintimini Wildlife Center is to provide a community resource where the public can bring injured and orphaned wildlife for medical care and release back into the wild. This is a place where the public can come to learn about providing, enhancing, and protecting habitat for wildlife. Well, when Chintimini started out, it was actually, I started in my rental property, and our intensive care unit was the laundry room and facilities for housing things like baby beavers with my bathtub. So we started out very small. In 1990, we purchased 5 acres of property north of Corvallis, Oregon, and we started the facility there. At the time, it consisted of just one small little red barn. It didn't have any hot water or heat in it, and for the first year or so, we worked out of there. And then because we're a nonprofit, we were able to start doing fundraising. We were able to raise enough money within the first year to purchase essentially a mobile home that we moved into the property and turned into our wildlife clinic. And after that, we continued to do fundraising and just added cages as time and money permitted. And over the years, we have added multiple permanent buildings, and we have now about 40 different cages outside for housing our wildlife patients. A lot of great people came along to help me out, though. It's not just me. It's a whole community of people have come together to make this happen.
So we currently have over 100 volunteers on staff, and probably about 80 of those are our regular weekly animal care volunteers. Animal care volunteers are here 365 days a year. We don't have a day off.
Doesn't matter what's going on in your life or what's going on the planet, those animals are there and they need our assistance.
Over the years, we've had just thousands of volunteers contribute to this work. And every year, our volunteers contribute in excess of 10,000 hours of time to do all these services. We offer an occupational internship program for students through Oregon State University and Lynn Benton Community College.
I found out about Chintimini Wildlife Center when I was a student at Oregon State University. And one thing that you have to complete as a student is you have to do an internship. And so I completed my internship at Chintimini Wildlife Center. I got hands-on experience with wildlife species and learned a lot about wildlife biology, which I was able to use for my degree. It was a great experience.
Local veterinarians and staff at Oregon State University's College of Veterinary Medicine donate time and expertise to Chintimini.
Being a vet student, as a lot of people may have heard, is really stressful. So coming out to Chintimini is actually my break away from the books and the studying. And here, as well as getting to see the actual living animals and not just pictures and textbooks, I also get to see a lot of really cool medical things as well. It's really quite an experience to get to apply the knowledge that I've been learning and get to actually use the skills that all of us vet students are just dying to get out there and start using.
All right. Oh. Sure enough. Nope. Yep, it's broken. Fractured humerus.
Hey, this is Joe Frazier. I found a pair of coons that looked like they got hit by a vehicle on the side of the road about 3 miles outside of Corvallis. I'd love to bring them in.
When people find an injured or orphaned wild animal, they can bring it to the Chintimini Wildlife Center and we will provide care for it. The state and federal governments license us to provide these services. Over the years, Chintimini has provided care for over 15,000 animals. We average between 700 and 800 animals per year. Most of the animals are brought to us because of contact with humans, either directly or indirectly. The majority of the cases we see are trauma-related, animals being hit by cars or flying into windows or cats catching them, that sort of thing. It comes back across the bird's body, and what this does is it holds the wing in a normal resting position so that the animal's more comfortable, the bone ends aren't moving around in there and causing more damage.
Everything that's admitted comes in, goes into the treatment room, gets an exam. A lot of things need x-rays, they're critical patients, need to be stabilized, maybe subacute fluids. Some things need to be syringe fed, tube fed. And
we'll do this as many days as it takes to get this guy back on his feet. Our wildlife care clinic includes a veterinary hospital, which is equipped with x-ray, anesthesia, and surgical facilities, plus a diagnostic laboratory, intensive care unit, and pharmacy. Over 40 outside enclosures provide housing for animals recovering from their injuries. We see Mostly birds. About 70% of the animals that we admit are avian species, but we do get about 30% mammals. The Chintimini Wildlife Center is a nonprofit organization, and we are dependent upon the goodwill of the community to keep us going.
We waste no money donated in this institution. Everything that is donated to us, we use for the betterment of our mission statement, both education and rehabilitation of sick and injured animals and birds.
Our bread and butter is donations from individuals in the community that support what we do. We do get some grant money for specific projects. We do education programs that we charge for.
Chintimini started with its major function as being a rehabilitation agency that rehabbed animals. We dropped the name from the Chintimini Wildlife Rehabilitation Center and became the Chintimini Wildlife Center so that we could expand our mission to include education and other functions which the old title limited us to.
Chintimini is located less than 1 mile from Mountain View Elementary School. Chintimini offers a variety of outreach educational programs.
Hi guys, my name is Victoria, and I've been with Chintimini for going on 7 years, and I've been handling the birds for about 3 years now.
In our unique profession, we provide first-hand information on the problems associated with human-wildlife interactions and the value of environmental conservation. We have developed a series of environmental education programs designed for all age groups, from preschoolers to adults, which serve local schools, community organizations, civic groups, families, and the general public.
Jessica?
Yeah, can she turn her head all the way around?
They can't go all the way around. They can go almost a full circle. They can go 270 degrees.
Through these programs, we have reached thousands of people through hundreds of presentations or exhibits with our message of understanding and appreciating wildlife.
So one thing that we do through our education program, we go to classrooms at schools. We have artifacts that the kids can play with and touch because they can't touch our birds at all. But we bring props, so we have wings that the kids can manipulate. We have talons, which are the bird's feet. We have skulls that the kids can look at, and so it really helps. We have the live bird that we can point to and show exactly on the bird what we're talking about with the slideshow, and then with all of the props that we have, the kids can actually manipulate and learn by actually touching the things. You know, one of our missions here is to really foster that connection between wildlife and the ecosystem and the community. We all live together. We live in the world, these animals live in this world, and we really need to work together to maintain that harmony between everyone.
The west side of our property is dedicated to the rehabilitation and recovery of our wildlife patients and is not open to the public. The east side of the property is an outdoor education area comprised of a wetland and open prairie.
And this is Ajni. Can anyone guess what kind of bird this is?
Horned owl.
There we have an interconnecting network of existing trails where students can come and explore and view wildlife.
Where do you
want us for the snake?
What's Hey, look, the tadpole's moving around. That was crazy.
If anybody wants to touch him, go ahead. Just go ahead and touch him. I'll hold him and you guys can touch him. Common garter snake.
I do not like it if you touch
common ones around here.
Whoa, I got quite a few at my house. Mom, I saw a snake.
What I love about this place is just the way it really connects with people. The kids just have this sense of wonderment, and they bring their parents in, and the parents bring friends in, and it's just really an evolving family of people who have the same sense of, I really want to do something to help wildlife.
It's kind of indescribable for me to explain what it feels like, but it's been extremely special, and I feel very honored to be allowed to work with these amazing animals.
I think the most amazing thing here is the relationships between all of the people who work here. We have volunteers all the way from new freshmen in college up through working professionals who donate their time.
I feel like it's my mission to help bring the kids back to nature and to teach them the way that their parents were taught and their grandparents were taught.
I feel that I am much more aware of how much of an impact humans have on the environment and wildlife.
The mission of the Chintimini Wildlife Center:
to provide care for injured and orphaned wildlife
with the goal of returning them
to their natural habitat,
and to foster a connection
between people and wildlife
through education.
One of the most fantastic things is to bring a patient in, get them well, and then release them back to the wild.